Let me tell you something nobody prepares you for. Nobody tells you that one day you will wake up, look at all the effort you've been putting in, and feel absolutely nothing in return. No results, no applause, no validation, just silence. And in that silence, a dangerous thought starts to grow. What if all this hard work is useless? You don't say it out loud, but it sits heavy in your chest. You start questioning yourself, your decisions, your dreams. And the worst part is not the struggle itself. The worst part is that it feels invisible. You work hard, but nobody notices. You sacrifice comfort, but nothing changes. You stay disciplined, but the results don't come. And slowly, motivation turns into frustration. Frustration turns into and self-doubt turns into the feeling that maybe you are just wasting your time. I want you to understand something very clearly today. That feeling is not proof of failure. That feeling is proof that you are early. Hard work feels useless at first because growth does not announce itself. Progress does not send notifications. Success does not show up with fireworks when you're just starting. Real growth is silent. It happens underground, where nobody claps, where nobody sees, where even you start doubting whether anything is happening at all. Think about it. When you plant a seed, you don't see anything for days, sometimes weeks. If you didn't understand how growth works, you'd dig it up and say, this seed is useless. But the truth is, the most important work is happening where you can't see it. When you begin anything meaningful, your effort goes into building a foundation, not rewards. You are building skills before recognition. You are building discipline before confidence. You are building patience before results. And foundations are boring to look at. Nobody drives past a construction site and applauds the foundation. People only admire the building when it's finished. But without that foundation, everything collapses. Not another reason your hard work feels useless is because your expectations are ahead of your timeline. You imagine where you want to be, and then you look at where you are, and the gap feels unbearable. That gap hurts. It makes every effort feel small and insignificant. But that gap exists for a reason. It exists to stretch you, to teach you consistency, to force you to grow into the person who can actually handle the success you're chasing. If results came instantly, you would break under their weight. Let me say this slowly, because this is important. Effort is never wasted, even when it doesn't immediately reward you. Every hour you put in is shaping your thinking. Every failure is sharpening your judgment. Every time you continue, despite feeling useless, you are strengthening something far more valuable than motivation: resilience. And resilience is what separates people who eventually win from people who quit too early. Hard work feels useless at first because life tests commitment before it gives results. It asks, are you serious, or are you just excited? Anyone can work hard when results are visible. Anyone can stay motivated when things are going well. But when nothing changes, when nobody claps, when progress feels slow, that's where most people stop. And that's exactly why most people never reach the level they dream about. You start thinking, others are moving ahead faster than me. But you don't see their behind the scene. You don't see how long they struggled in silence. You don't see how many times they felt the same way you do right now. Comparison will lie to you. It will show you outcomes without time. And when you compare your beginning to someone else's middle or end, your effort will always feel useless. Here's a hard truth that actually sets you free. Your job is not to feel motivated. Your job is to show up. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is not. The days you feel like quitting but still continue, those days matter more than the days you feel inspired. Because success is not built on emotion. It is built on repetition. You are not failing because it feels hard. You are not behind because progress is slow. You are not weak because you feel tired. You are human, and growth for humans is uncomfortable by design. If it didn't hurt, if it didn't test you, everyone would do it. The reason your hard work feels useless is because it is transforming you before it transforms your situation. One day, something will click. Not suddenly, not magically, but gradually. Skills will stack. Confidence will grow. Opportunities will start appearing, not because luck changed, but because you changed. And when that happens, people will call it overnight success. They won't see the nights you doubted yourself. They won't see the mornings you showed up anyway. They won't see how useless it felt before it became meaningful. So if you're in that phase right now, the quiet phase, the lonely phase, the phase where effort feels invisible, don't quit. This is not the end of your story. This is a chapter where most people stop reading. Stay, continue. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process even when it doesn't trust you back yet. Because one day, you'll look back at this exact moment and realize something powerful. Your hard work was never useless. It was preparing you for a life you weren't ready for yet. Asterisk, there is a phase in every meaningful journey that feels painfully confusing. You wake up every day, you put in the effort, you stay consistent, and yet life looks back at you as if nothing has changed. The days blur together, progress feels slow, and the question that keeps quietly echoing in your mind is simple but dangerous. Why am I not seeing results? What makes this phase so heavy is not the work itself, it's the lack of feedback. Humans are wired to respond to reward, and when reward disappears, the mind starts to panic. This is the phase where most people misunderstand what hard work is supposed to feel like. We are taught that effort leads to results, but we are rarely told that there is a long delay between the two. That delay is where doubt grows. That delay is where discipline is tested. That delay is where people either build a future or quietly walk away from it. Hard work feels useless at first because it attacks your identity before it rewards your effort. You start asking yourself who you really are. Am I talented enough? Am I smart enough? Did I choose the wrong path? These questions don't mean you're weak. They mean you care. People who don't care never feel this conflict. They quit easily because they were never deeply invested. Let me be honest with you. The beginning is supposed to feel unfair. You give more than you receive. You sacrifice more than you gain. You try harder than you're rewarded. That imbalance is intentional. It is filtering. Life is filtering out people who want comfort over growth, praise over progress, speed over mastery. If success were quick, it would be common, and common things rarely feel meaningful. At the start, your work is not producing outcomes. It is producing capacity. You are expanding your mental limits. You are learning how to handle stress, rejection, boredom, and uncertainty. These skills don't show up on the outside, but they change everything on the inside. One day, when pressure increases, you won't break because you've already been training under pressure without realizing it. Another reason hard work feels useless is because the world doesn't reward effort. It rewards value, and value takes time to develop. In the early stages, your value is still forming. Your ideas are rough. Your skills are inconsistent. Your confidence is fragile. But instead of seeing this as failure, you must see it as training. No one starts at the level they admire. Everyone you respect once stood exactly where you are, wondering if it was worth continuing. What people don't talk about enough is the emotional loneliness of self-improvement. When you decide to grow, your path separates you from comfort zones, familiar routines, and sometimes even familiar people. You start walking alone more often, and in that quiet space, your thoughts get louder. Doubt becomes persuasive. It sounds logical. It says things like, "You've tried long enough. You should see results by now." But growth does not work on emotional deadlines. Asterisk, and if this message spoke to you, if it felt like someone finally put your struggle into words, remember this: you are not alone in this journey. There are many more conversations like this, many more lessons, and many more reminders waiting for you. So if you want to keep growing, keep learning, and keep moving forward, even on the days it feels hard, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Stay connected, stay consistent, and keep showing up. Your future self is counting on you.